Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So yeah, in this video I'm going to be talking about my top 15 favourite movies from the year 2017. Very similar to 2016, this was a really hard list to narrow down. Some absolutely amazing films from this year, and it was just a joy to rank these. There's going to be a lot of heavy hitters for me that didn't quite make the list, but when I go through these you'll probably see why. Just the quantity of quality we got from 2017 was just outstanding. So yeah, as always guys, these are all in accordance with the release dates from IMDb. They all have 2017 against their name. This is just my personal list, my top 15 movies from this year, and your list is going to be different, and so it should be. And of course as well, a full list of honourable mentions can be found down below in the description box. So yeah, that being said, going to kick it off with number 15. So coming in at number 15 for me, we have The Big Sick. A different type of comedy movie. I really did enjoy this one, produced by Judge Apatow. Follows a Pakistani man who travels to America to pursue his dream of becoming a comedian. He meets and falls in love with someone, but she gets contracted with this mysterious illness. So, having never met her parents, the two of them have to sort of meet up and decide, what are they going to do, try and, do a bit more research about this mysterious illness. And it's just a great film. I really enjoyed it. I love this dynamic. I loved the comedic aspects to it. I just thought it was a really good, solid movie. So, yeah, coming in at 15 for me, we have The Big Sick. Coming in at number 14 for me, we have Jordan Peele's Get Out. This was a bit of a surprise hit. When it came out, I just remember everyone saying like how great it was, how fresh, a bit of a fresh take it had, kind of on the horror genre. And yeah, I was late to the party with it, but I can completely see why people loved this movie. I personally thought it was really good. Again, a fresh take, a unique take. Completely goes down a path that you don't really expect. But yeah, I just really enjoyed it. It's not one that I go back to a hell of a lot and rewatch, but it's got a really interesting premise I don't want to delve too deep into, because if you've not seen this film, it's best to go in not knowing anything about it. It really does pull the rug from under you. So yeah, coming in at number 14 for me, we have Get Out. So coming in at number 13 for me, we have Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk. A gorgeous looking movie. Probably one of Christopher Nolan's shortest movies as well. Just a fascinating visual experience to look at. This film set during World War II, and these soldiers trapped in Dunkirk. And I love the way that this movie has the approach of land, sea and air when it comes to the military. It just looks absolutely amazing. There isn't much of a story or plot, it's just the situation is happening at hand and these characters dealing with it. And it is a really good, solid looking movie. Absolutely fantastic stuff. I just really enjoyed it. I know the movie has its detractors. There's a lot of people who aren't really into this movie, and I get that. That's completely fine. But yeah, for me, I enjoyed it. It was one of the better Christopher Nolan films in my opinion. So yeah, coming up next at number 13, we have Dunkirk. Coming in at number 12 for me, we have Paul Thomas Anderson's Phantom Thread. Starring Daniel Day-Lewis. What a movie to bow out on, to retire from acting. Absolutely phenomenal. I love this. Even though the premise on paper doesn't really excite me or interest me, I thought the movie was phenomenally executed. Daniel Day-Lewis was absolutely brilliant in this film as this sort of fashion designer perfectionist. I just really enjoyed him in this, and that scene where he's ordering breakfast is absolutely brilliant to the film. I absolutely loved it. Really charming stuff. And yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson, another home run for him in my opinion. A great director with an amazing filmography, and this one is just another entry into his amazing catalogue, and I just had a fantastic time with it. So yeah, coming up next for me, we have Phantom Thread. Just missing out on the top 10 for me. Coming in at number 11, we have Denis Villeneuve's Blade Runner 2049, starring Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford. The first movie is one of my favourite movies of all time. I absolutely love Blade Runner. And yep, apprehensive about a sequel. But again, Denis Villeneuve is just improving his talent with his visual movies. This movie is a visual marvel. I absolutely love the look of this film. It is stunning. Yeah, it was nice to see, you know, us go back to that Blade Runner universe in, you know, a 2017 movie, and it just looked amazing. We had new characters, returning characters. It was just a real treat, and I just enjoyed it. Yeah, from start to finish. I can't really explain the plot of this movie. It is very confusing, but just the visuals alone won me over, and I just had an amazing time with it. So, yeah, that is my next pick, Blade Runner 2049. So coming in at number 10 for me, we have John Wick Chapter 2. Yeah, the John Wick, the first movie, was a awesome surprise. It was a great action movie with motivations you could get behind and sympathize with. And the second movie took that action to the next level for me. It was exciting, it was fast-paced, it was adrenaline-fueled. An amazing movie, absolutely fantastic stuff with the sequel. It did everything that I wanted it to. It was just a brilliant, solid action film from start to finish. Really enjoyed it. You feel exhausted watching the action sequences in these movies, but yeah, the second one for me, I loved the kind of blue and purple color palette to the movie. Yeah, it was just really exceptional. Keanu Reeves, it's a role he was born to play. He's absolutely phenomenal in this film. Like I said, the action's just absolutely top notch. It's just an entertaining joyride. So yeah, that's my next pick, coming in at number 10, John Wick Chapter 2. Coming in at number 9 for me, we have Edgar Wright's Baby Driver. Yeah, exceptional cast and an exceptional film. Really enjoyed the premise to this one, about a driver who is partially deaf, and yeah, he's just is there to, you know, be this escape driver. Pretty similar to Ryan Gosling characters in Drive. He's the getaway driver, and he does his part so well. He's there to just get them from A to B and get them out of being caught by the police. And it's all set up, it's all helmed by Kevin Spacey's character. And yeah, things kind of just spiral out of control with the usual regulars that they have together for this team of kind of like bank robbers. And yeah, I just absolutely loved it. I thought it was amazing. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Amazing action. The chase sequences were absolutely phenomenal. It has all the great Edgar Wright editing that you would expect. All the little tidbits that you miss first time watching. Yeah, really enjoyed this one. So coming up next at number 9, we have Baby Driver. So coming up next at number 8 for me, we have Disney Pixar's Coco. Yeah, this is just a fantastic story about family. I really enjoyed this one. All the Mexican Day of the Dead culture that was represented in this film was an absolute treat. Following this little lad called Miguel, who wants to be a musician more than anything, and he finds out, you know, he's finding out a bit more about his past and his ancestors. And sadly, his family currently that he lives with have pretty much banished all music and want nothing to do with it. But it just flows through him. It's in his blood. It's in his veins. It's what he wants to do. And the movie just has this amazing mystery around it, which gets entertainingly unraveled along the way. And I just loved the movie. I thought it was bright. I thought it was colourful. Great characters. Great ending. Great villain as well. And yeah, really enjoyed this one. It was just an absolute treat. So yeah, coming up next at number 8, we have Coco. So coming up next at number 7 for me, we have I, Tonya, starring Margot Robbie. Yeah, this was just a really, really funny movie that I just enjoyed about, yeah, this ice skater who was involved in all of this sort of behind the scenes corruption and lies and, illegal stuff going on. And it just absolutely was entertaining to boot. Sebastian Stan in this movie was absolutely great. I really enjoyed him. I thought the movie had an amazing soundtrack as well. Yeah, just a lot of fun little characters in this movie I absolutely loved. The skating sequences were great. Yeah, I just thought it was a fantastic drama. Margot Robbie gave an amazing performance in this movie as well. Alison Jennings knocked it out of the park as her mother in this film. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Entertaining to boot. So, yeah, coming up next for me, we have I, Tonya. So coming up next for me at number 6, we have Logan. Yeah, this was kind of the Wolverine movie that we all wanted to see. A much older Wolverine, in a much more brutal, no holds bars type of movie. Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. What a send off for the character as well. And yeah, I just really, really enjoyed it. Well, at least a send off for the time that the movie came out. And yeah, it was just amazing. It was Hugh Jackman's swan song to the character. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. The movie looks stunning. It's got a great story, with Logan and X-23, all the stuff going on with Caliban and Professor X. Really, really enjoyed this film. It was just a breath of fresh air. Almost an apology for X-Men Origins Wolverine, this movie. I just absolutely loved it. A much more serious comic book movie, a bit more grounded. And yeah, it was just an absolute delight. So yeah, that is my next pick, Logan. So coming up next for me at number 5, we have Vince Vaughn in Brawl in Cell Block 99. Yeah, this was a great prison movie. I absolutely loved it. It was a little far-fetched at times, but it really worked for me, the far-fetchedness about this film. So Vince Vaughn is pretty much this prisoner who's been put into prison, and he's been set this task of killing someone, and if he doesn't kill them, his partner is going to be attacked as well as their unborn baby. And yeah, that's pretty much the movie. He has to cause as much chaos and, disruption in this prison, and it's just absolutely brilliant. It's brutal what goes on. It was a completely new take for Vince Vaughn. He just was in this movie under a completely different light, and it was just against type for him. He's phenomenal in this film. It's a very underrated movie. It's got a great supporting cast. Don Johnson's great in the movie as well. Really, really creepy stuff going on with the people who are pulling the strings in this film. And I just absolutely loved it. It was gritty. It was brutal. Everything I wanted the prison movie to be. So, yeah, absolutely phenomenal stuff. So, coming at number 5 for me, we have Brawl in Cell Block 99. So coming in at number 4 for me, just missing out on the podium places, we have Taika Waititi's Thor Ragnarok. This for me is by far the best Thor movie we have gotten to date, and I absolutely loved it. It completely overshadowed the previous 2 movies, in my opinion. It made the character more fun, more entertaining. It really got the humour right in this film. It was just an absolute all-round joy and delight. All the stuff between Thor and Hulk in this movie was great. We have a new villain, played by Cate Blanchett in this film, who's absolutely sinister. Yeah, the stakes are there. It's fantastic. I just really, really enjoyed it. What a delight of a film, and a surprise as well. Great opening sequence. Chris Hemsworth was great in the role, as he always is. And yeah, it was just an absolutely brilliant, colourful, fun movie with a great soundtrack. So just missing out on the top 3 for me, we have Thor Ragnarok. So coming in at number 3 for me, taking the bronze medal, we have The Disaster Artist, starring James Franco, and directed by James Franco as well. This movie is, again, one of these great movies that is about the making of a real movie. The Room, written, directed, and starring by Tommy Wiseau. Hailed as one of the worst movies ever made. I find it's too entertaining to be hailed as that, but yeah, my God, what a misfire. Yeah, I think James Franco absolutely captured Tommy Wiseau brilliantly in this film. He's a very, very mysterious but real life character. And yeah, the fascination that people have with that movie is just, yeah, it's off the charts and off the scale. It's so entertaining. Has to be seen to be believed with how bad it is. And this movie is about the making of that movie. All the behind the scenes wackiness, craziness. And it's just so entertaining. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, I love movies that are about, you know, the making of other movies, like movies like this and Ed Wood. Yeah, just absolutely fascinating to me, and I thought all the performances in it were just absolutely brilliant. So, coming in at third place for me, we have The Disaster Artist. So, coming in at number 2 for me, we have Wind River, starring Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen. Yeah, this movie for me was one that I heard was a great film, and I started watching it, and for the first act of this movie, I was a little underwhelmed, I must admit. But as the movie went on, I got into the story, and it was just a stunning looking movie. The Alaskan setting was brilliant. All the snow, I actually felt the cold while I was watching this film. But my God, the third act of this film, I wasn't expecting at all. It blew the socks off me. It was absolutely brilliant. It was awful to watch. It was brutal. It was harrowing. It was, you know, satisfying by the end of it. It was just amazing. The movie had this brilliant cut in it as we were building up to something, and then it went immediately straight back to the past and unraveled what we were, you know, suspicious of, and it told this harrowing story. It was amazing. It's powerful. It's wonderfully acted. It was a home run of a film. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I don't want to give or delve too much away into that ending because it has to be seen with a fresh pair of eyes. It's just brilliant. It's so well executed and it's so well done. Absolutely fantastic. So coming in at number 2 for me, we have Wind River. So that leaves us with one movie left, and for me, it was kind of a no-brainer. I love this movie. I was very fortunate enough to see this movie early, a couple of months before it was due to come out, and that movie is Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Yeah, what a fantastic, powerful drama with some humour peppered in there. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, Frances McDormand kills it in this film. She plays this woman whose daughter was brutally murdered, and the killer is still out there. And what she does is she hires out these 3 billboards and uses them to put entire blame onto the police for not doing their job and not finding the person who was responsible. And yeah, it's just great. The cast is great. Woody Harrelson is great as the sort of detective leading the case. He's absolutely brilliant in this film. Sam Rockwell is just, yeah, he's just a daft twat in this film. He's just so hateable, but yet so funny for all the wrong reasons. And yeah, Peter Dinklage in there as well is always great whenever he pops up in a film. And yeah, I just thought the movie was absolutely brilliant. Powerful, harrowing stuff that it touches on. It's got some great flashbacks. The humour works. The cast is amazing. And it's just a brilliant all-round overall story. Yeah, I absolutely love this film. Not much wrong for it going for me. So yeah, just really, really enjoyed it. So coming in at number 1 for me, we have Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. So yeah, those are all of my top 15 favourite movies from the year 2017, guys. I'm going to leave the video there and say thanks very much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.